Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at Destiny Connect tick-tock Traveler for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. The game is going to cost about $40 USD MSRP. This game code was sent to me in advance by NIS America, and thank you first off for you guys and your continued support of the channel. It is completely unbelievable. When I first heard about this game, it was during a Nintendo Direct, and my mind was blown. I'm like, oh my god, I need to play that game. I need to find out more about it. It looks right up my alley, extremely interesting, and I just am definitely going to be playing it, whether I get a review code or I have to buy it myself. I want to find out more about this game because it just seemed so different from the rest of the pack of the games that was showcased during that Nintendo Direct. Now, the game itself is a ton of fun. Not without its downfalls though, and as of right now, I've played about an hour and a half of it, and for this video, I'm just going to play through a little bit of it and give you guys some heads up on a few things about it, just to give you a better idea of what to expect from the game, and if it's something that you'd be interested in or not. JT. The best way I could describe Destiny Connect so far is kind of a weird cross between Costume Quest and Chrono Trigger. Now, if you're not familiar with Costume Quest, I wouldn't blame you. It wasn't the most popular of releases on where I played it was Xbox 360, but the game was fun. It was like a role-playing game, but it was more of an indie-style role-playing game with a heavy focus on imagination and the world around them. Whereas most people know Chrono Trigger is more time travel, and this game kind of mixes both of those together. My favorite thing by far about it is the audio, the music, the sounds, everything about this game just draws you into it like no other, and it really is the standout feature of tick-tock Travelers. The soundtrack is fantastic. So just to catch you up with the story fairly quickly, basically what happened was at the end of the year, the clock froze and everyone in town froze with it. Nobody's moving right now, and the mystery is why did everyone stop moving except this group of people right now? And as you can see, the game itself plays like a traditional turn-based role-playing game. You can select the attack, you can select your enemy, and they all have hit points and the basics like that. So attack, skill, defend, escape, and use items, just like most traditional role-playing games. Now this robot here we found in my house in a secret door, which was pretty cool how it was like in a hidden compartment area that was there all along, but you never knew it was there until now. Really cool stuff that just makes your imagination run wild. See how nobody in town is moving? They're all completely frozen right now. Now most of the enemies you fight, at least at the beginning of the game, are machine-based items you find around the house, like a TV, or in this case, it's a blender. So these have all come to life and have turned malicious. And this robot reminds me a lot of the robot from Chrono Trigger. So I don't know if that's what they're going for with it, but cool little parallel there. So the interesting thing about how the battles work is if the robot dies, then your game is over. But the characters can pass out and they'll come back to life at the end of the battle. So it's different from some RPGs in that manner where you have to make sure the robot is always alive. For whatever reason. We don't know that yet. So the ZR button changes the camera perspective. You can go up close, mid, or far away. And just the R button itself makes the map bigger, disappear, or smaller. And there are highlighted key points on the map to let you know where to go to. Now the way the enemy interaction works is they're green until they spot you. So it kind of feels like a little bit like Earthbound, where you don't have to fight the enemies. If you spot them, you can try to walk around them. Same with Chrono Trigger in a way too, where you can see the enemies on the overworld map. It's not just random battles, and you can try to avoid them so you can just continue the adventure instead. In the menu screen, you have items that you can replenish your health and skill points. Equipment, just like most typical RPGs, you can upgrade your weapons and defense, and you can have modifiers on your weapons to increase the strength or give you kind of special abilities, things like that. And then you, like, instead of magic power, you have skills, and the skills are basically stronger attacks that replenish over time by doing regular attacks on enemies. On the map, they show the exclamation points. That lets you know that's like a area of interest where the story will progress. Chapter 4, Dr. Cheatstein. Boss battle. An enemy has appeared. Alright, what's going on here? So the game gives you, like, along the way, it pauses and explains each little thing, which is good, but it can get a little annoying for seasoned veterans of RPGs, where it's just like every little thing is explained, and sometimes you're just like, okay, I get it. I understand how a role-playing game works, or I'll figure it out as I go. This game does a little bit too much hand-holding, and that's one of the things I was going to say about it, is it's a really good entry-level role-playing game. It almost feels like it's made with kids in mind, so the target age range for this game would be like between the ages of 10 and 18 type thing. Not saying that I can't have fun with it, but I was playing it with my son when I first started it up, and he was absolutely just enthralled by the world, and something that is definitely accessible for him. It's playable. He's a little too young to be able to read right now, so I was just reading all the text to him, and there's a good amount of text in this game, so good way to be able to spend some quality time together and play a game, and you can learn how to read. I do wish the game were a little bit more in-depth with the battles. It's a little bit too basic, but it's okay. The storyline carries it enough to make me want to keep playing regardless. And like I said, I'm still early on in the game. I'm only an hour and a half, almost 2 hours into the game right now, so I would imagine it does get a little bit harder as it goes, but there is an awful lot of hand-holding at the beginning of the game, so just keep an eye out for that. Alright, so the end boss is, like I said, very basic, straightforward, but as you battle and go up levels, you learn new skills that make your characters, more powerful, just like any other role-playing game that's ever existed. And here are the little cutscenes that you can skip through. So the mom just gave the robot a phone. Trying to connect a phone to him. So Pegreo, which is Sherry's friend, or cousin, not really sure right now. Pegreo kind of reminds me a lot like Luca and Chrono Trigger, and almost like the scientist fix-it person. So there's a lot of parallels between Chrono Trigger and this, where they have characters that seem like similar personalities, with a similar storyline of time travel being put into it. I do wish there was voice acting in this, because there's so much text, it can get a little bit exhausting in the cutscenes, but if you can put up with a lot of text, it's fine. The storyline is the main draw of this game anyways, but just keep in mind that that's what you're signing up for when you start this kind of game. They could have cut back a significant amount of text without losing the storyline itself. And most of the text I'm skipping through, but so far this has been like 4 minutes of just reading and pressing the buttons to get through it. And a lot of the dialogue boxes I just feel like they're unnecessary. Like, they're exacerbating a story that doesn't need to be extended any further, but it's almost like they're trying to make it too real. They're drawing too many connections to the real world and making it as realistic as possible by saying all the little things, and then you have to tap the button to go on the next one. Yeah, can I do this? Can I do that? Okay, here you go. Okay, how about this now? Okay, it's like, okay, I get it. Yes, do this, and let's go. But the entire conversation gets drawn out a little bit too far. So that is a quick overview of what to expect from Destiny Connect tick-tock Travelers. It's a fun, quirky, almost childish RPG so far. Like I said, not that far into it, just under a couple hours in, and it may get a lot more intense and involved. I don't know yet, but as of right now, 2 hours into it, it's a fun, quirky, childish RPG that has a lot of potential, and I'm intrigued by the storyline of it. And even more so personally because my son is enjoying the storyline. He's intrigued and interested by it, and the game does a tremendous job of colorfully drawing you into the world with the graphics, the characters, the animations, the music. Everything about this game makes a very unique gameplay experience, and for that reason, I would say if you're in the market for an entry-level RPG, you have kids, or you're watching this and you're younger and you're looking for something that's an accessible RPG for you, this would be a perfect game for that. It's not going to blow your mind with any kind of intense hard work or math problems that you need to solve while you're playing through it, or any critical thinking skills with the storylines going on, but for a casual basic RPG, it definitely does the trick. And that's where I'm going to leave the video. I'm not going to play too much further, because if you're interested in this, you should know by now if it's something for you or not, and I don't like spoiling the storylines for anybody too much. So I'm going to leave it right there. Let me know what you guys think about Destiny Connect tick-tock Travelers, and if you feel like this game is right for you, or if you kind of wished it was something different. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.